So let's start this video off talking about a watch brand that's been around for almost 80 years, yet most of you probably have never heard of it. That company is Vostok. Now, if you're familiar with your history, you know that this is the official supplier of watches to the former Soviet Union. So back in 1942, the Moscow watch factory was destroyed and they relocated. They founded this company, and these guys have been making watches for the Russians and Ukrainians and Belarusians and all the former Soviet republics for a long time. Now, this watch I've got right here is probably one of the more famous ones, and I absolutely love it. It is the Vostok Komandirskie. I think I said that correctly. This one right here is the 24-hour watch. Why do you need a 24-hour watch? Because imagine if you're on a submarine and you don't surface for days, for weeks at a time. Guess what? You lose track of time. So is it 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon? If you look at this watch, you don't have to worry about it because instantly you can tell what time of the day it is. It's really, I think, an ingenious watch, something very unique, hence why I think this is a great watch that any guy could easily buy under 200 bucks, add to his collection, and stand out from the crowd. Oh, and by the way, it's automatic, it's a rugged watch, and if you are into dive watches, go check out Vostok's dive watches. I think these are hidden gems. A lot of people loving it. Again, it is a little bit of a rougher watch. I'm not gonna say it's as polished as a lot of the other ones out there, but if you want something that's gonna be different, something that's gonna stand out from the crowd, definitely check out Vostok. Now, sticking with the Russian theme, let's talk about Luch and the one-handed watch. Again, I'm going for unique here, and guess what? The price, well under 100 bucks for this watch. Now, one-handed watches, these have been around for a long time, but I think that this one is affordable, it looks good, and it's just a novelty fun watch to add to your collection. Now, what is a one-hand watch? Look at it right here. Do you notice how they simply use one hand to tell you the time? Is it accurate down to the second? No, it's not. But is it going to be something that's a great conversation starter, something that you could add to your collection and have a watch unlike any already in your collection? The answer there is yes. Next up on this list, we've got a watch that's pretty much on everybody's list for one of the most affordable, best deal, high quality watches out there. That is the Orient Bambino. You can find this one for anywhere from $100 to $150. This is the Generation 2, version 2. I think they're already up to Generation 4. What is the difference? So as the generations go on, the watches have actually gotten a little bit larger. Not everyone likes that, me included, because I've got a smaller wrist. But this one right here is about 40 to 40 and a half millimeters in size. It's about 12 millimeters thick. It's a good looking watch. The only thing I can see a lot of people don't like, and I agree with, is that the glass on this will scratch easily. But if you want a good looking dress watch, you want something that is affordable, that's automatic, that basically again and again people are giving great reviews to, including myself, check out the Orient Bambino. But let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, because I know a lot of you guys probably own this watch and you could probably give your bit of advice down there. Next up, I've got the Ray 2 and the Mako 2, both by Orient. I've had these watches for a while. I've talked about them before in my collection video. Absolutely love these watches. These are going to be more rugged than the Bambino, and they're dive watches. Now, what's the difference? It's really in the style here, and you're also going to find that the Mako 2 is slightly larger, although it's almost insignificant, the size difference. But both of these great looking dive watches, as you can tell, I love both of them. Automatic, just, yeah, great watches to add to your collection, and well under 200 bucks. Next up, we've got the Timex MS1 Maritime Sport. This is a combination deal with Todd Snyder. And that's what I like about this, because Timex by itself, not very stylish. With Todd Snyder, very stylish. I think they did a great job, well under 200 bucks. And I think the style is what sold it to me and what really closed the deal. The Indiglow. Now, Timex is known for this, but I'd never seen it on a watch like this. Again, very affordable price. So I grabbed this one and no reservations. It's got a nice bezel on it and just really a cool look to it. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have a hacking day. So you've actually got to rotate the time to get to the accurate day, and that's kind of a pain in the butt. But it's a quartz watch, so you only have to do it once every couple years. Next up, I've got another Timex Todd Snyder combination. As you can tell, I love this duo here. Todd Snyder was able to bring a lot of style to a basic field watch. Now, he took inspiration from the 1970s. Timex made a similar watch to this, but this one right here, just absolutely love. The only thing I don't like about it, only 50 meters water resistant. Everything else is really clean. When you look at the dial, you look at how easy it is to read the numbers. It's a quartz watch. It's going to keep it relatively affordable, well under the $200 mark. But one thing I really like about this, the color combination. So you see the steel, it's got, I think, a little bit of brass in there. Also with the strap, just a good looking olive green, military inspired, just Clean looking watch, absolutely love it. That's why I'm putting it on this list. Next up, gents, we've got the Timex Fairfield. This is a quartz watch, a simple, clean, good looking watch, has solid reviews, but I really bought it for this particular reason. And that is to say, hey, how does this compare to Vincero? Because if you look at this watch right here and you compare it to a Vincero, you're like, they're pretty darn close. But why would you pay 70 bucks more for a Vincero? And by the way, they did not sponsor this video. Guys, I wanted to see for myself, and guess what? Vinceros are better, in my opinion. When I look at the design, the thickness, the overall build of the strap, much better on the Vincero. When I look at the dial, when I look at the detail they paid attention to right underneath the glass, the Vincero blew this thing out of the water. Is the Timex still a great deal? Yes, it's 100 bucks. Vincero, $170, or you can get it cheaper if you use a discount code, which I will put down in the description. My point being is all you guys that bash fashion watches, do you actually own the various watches that you're talking about? Have you ever looked at them? I have, and I can tell you that a lot of these fashion watches, especially Vincero, are doing a solid job. Yes, you may think you can get a better deal with a Seiko. Well, I've got a lot of Seikos here, and I'll tell you that some of these Seikos, the quality, I'm just not impressed with. Give me hate down in the comments. I will listen and I'll respond, but I'm still not going to change my stance because I go out there and I put my money where my mouth is, and I compared the two, and yeah, the Vincero blew the Timex out of the water. Next up, we've got the Timex Navi Harbor 38 in black. It's got a black canvas strap, 38 millimeters across, so a little bit of a smaller watch, but I really like this one. This one down to 100 meters water resistance. It's going to be quartz as well. Can easily find this one under $200. And yeah, I just like the all black look. They do make some good looking watches, especially when they're inspired from their past. Next up, I've got the Seiko 5 SNK 793. If your max budget is 100 bucks, this is a solid watch. It's something that if you're getting your first kind of dress watch and you want a metal band, then yeah, this will suffice. But if you've got a bit more, if you could maybe save up $300, I would highly recommend you go with the SARB 033. Why? This one just feels so much better. I think it's just, from the band is where it's at. When you hold these right up next to each other, you do see the difference. Again, this one's going to be 3 to 4 times the cost of this one right here. So you got to make a determination what's your budget and where could you go with. But it's a nice watch. And so I'll recommend it and I'll keep it on this list. But I would recommend maybe looking to trade up. Now, is a shaky band always a bad thing? I would say no, and in fact, it's perfectly fine for this Seiko 5, which is the sports dive watch. And I absolutely love this one. I've had it now for closing in on 2 years. It is a solid watch. It looks good, classic. If you just want a simple dive watch type style and you've got about $200 to spend, definitely check out the Seiko 5 Sport. Next up, let's talk about the watch I've been wearing throughout this video and right now is my current favorite, and that is the SNK P27, and this is their Recraft series. I just like this watch. It's unique, so you notice the shape. We've got that square. I love the green dial. Just absolutely beautiful, the way it plays with the light and the band. I think that they did a great job paying attention to the details on the band. Now, this watch normally sells for quite a bit more than 200 bucks, but you'll find it on sale. It's not in high demand. I think it is an excellent watch, especially if you've got a little bit smaller or a medium-sized wrist. This is going to fit you perfectly fine. Next up, what if you want a cheap dive watch? You're not going to cry if you lose it, if you break it, and at the same time, you want the whole dive watch look. You want that analog look. Well, guess what? Right here, Casio has you covered. I bought this watch a while back, and I have to say that initially, I was like, this is overly cheap, because I'm comparing it to Rolex and stuff like that. But whenever I started wearing this thing, I'm like, this is a nice, fun, simple watch. And that's why it's on this list. Very affordable. You look around 20 bucks and it's just a good watch. It tells accurate time. Now, I wouldn't go diving with this thing, but it definitely is something you can go swimming with, no problem. And it's a good looking watch. Next up, we've got a couple G-Shocks. We've got the G7900 and the G9000. What I like about this one right here is just, it's a great stopwatch. I'm practicing sprinting with my son, actually. He's doing the sprinting. I'm timing him. So I wear this whenever we go to the track, we're in the YMCA running laps, and I can just time him accurately, and I like it. It's a larger watch. Next up, the G9000. This one I wear whenever I'm going to the pool with my daughters. We play this game where I set the timer, start the stopwatch, throw the watch, and they go grab it and bring it back to me. So I've just got good memories. I just like the look too. The red's right here on the outside with the black. It's just smaller than a lot of my other G-Shocks and is a good looking watch that gets the job done. Now, if those are too small for you, look at the Master of G Mudmaster. And this one right here has a lot more features than the other watches I just showed you. Again, it's a G-Shock, a larger one. We're talking what, like 52 millimeter across. What's cool about this though is it doesn't feel that large. But if you look around, you definitely can find this for under 200 bucks, and it's just a fun, cool watch. Maybe this would probably be the watch I would go to if, yeah, the shit hits the fan and I need, I'm a little bit of a prepper, so yeah, maybe I take this watch with me. I take that back. I'd probably go with this watch if it was the end of the world because it's got the Eco Drive. This is the Citizen Promaster Pro Diver, and it is a solid watch. Very functional, also very affordable. Comes in a nice package. Again, what I love about this is unless we do something and we block out the sun, this thing's just going to keep on going. And it really does a great job of very quickly being able to take a charge. Just a solid watch. Yes, you could go diving with. A lot of people talk about this watch. And if you wanted to even step up the style part of it, change out this, this silicone band and actually get something that's made out of metal, you're good to go. Next up, we've got the Phoibos PX002B. And I love this one just because of the color and the overall look. The logo that Phoibos chose, I think, is awesome, especially for a dive watch. And I've just found that this thing is accurate. It's beautiful. I love that little stone right there at the top on the bezel. Just a good looking, solid watch. Again, I'm a huge dive watch fan, so let's keep going. Next up, we've got the Invicta Pro Diver. This one's got the two-tone with gold and steel. A good looking watch except for the logos. I mean, functionally, this is fine. And I think overall, it's just a cool looking watch except for that logo that's in your face over on the side. That is my issue with it. And that's why I do recommend another company, Loreo. So I've talked about these guys before. Not many people have heard of Loreo. I need to give a hat tip to Jody over at Just One More Watch for turning me on to Loreo. And yeah, they've got sapphire glass and I just love the overall design. Now, of course, it looks just like a Rolex Submariner. But what's interesting is that most people, if you were to show them the Rolex and the Loreo, they wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it wasn't for the logo that, yeah, clearly says Loreo. Now, if you were to show them a Stuhrling, they would easily be able to tell the difference between this and a Rolex. These guys don't try to be Rolex, and I think it's really those big numerals right there what sets this apart. It's a little bit more of a clunkier watch, a little bit larger at 42 millimeters. I have to admit, I don't wear this very often, but it has been a solid watch that I would recommend you add maybe to your collection. Now let's talk about some brands that I don't own, but I'm still going to recommend them because again and again, I see them on the top list of watches that are a great deal under $200. I looked at all the reviews online. So if you want an aviator watch, if you want something that looks a little bit more complicated, check out the NightHawk. This is made by Citizen. Again and again, I see this popping up on list after list of the best watches out there. Or maybe just a flight chronograph. Check out this steel black dial made by Seiko. Beautiful watch right here. Yes, you're going to find it sometimes just over 200, but look around, you can probably find some really good deals out there. Now, if you can't find that for under 200 bucks and you got to stick under that budget, check out the Casio Edifice Chronograph. A great looking watch, very similar in style to the last watch I just talked about. So what video to watch next? Jets, my entire watch collection right here.